Hello all. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, we have started with the texturing part over here. So let's continue with it. So very first of all, let's give this texture to this sack bags. So let's take a varium material over here first. So let's take a varium material. Let's go into it. Let's go into diffuse, bitmap. Let's go onto the desktop. Let's go into this folder and let's take some sec back texture and let's assign it over here. So after you have assigned it over here, let's go to the modifier list and give a modifier called UVW map. So just give a modifier over here, and into this you can increase this, or you can just increase its height to match it perfectly for the sack bags. So I'll just right click, convert to editable poly. So now what I will do is I'm not going to texture it all. So I'll just delete this. I'll just delete all of this and I'll go on to this view and I'll just duplicate it down. So I need two more copies. So again select this all, press shift and drag it to make a copy over here. So let's go on to the top view. First let's freeze this, select this all, delete it, just make a copy of it over here, just push this over here, press shift and drag to make a copy of it, click OK, select this all, so just select this all over here and let's duplicate this over here, right click and unfreeze all. So I have just created this, duplicated this stuff and I have placed this over here. Just save your file. Now what I want over here is like I need to texture this building. Before that, what we are going to do over here is like let's go into this, let's select the polygons. Wherever the polygons are, just select those polygons and let's delete those polygons. So just select all of this, select all of this and just delete it. Same here. So select all of this polygons over here. Make sure you are selecting the right polygon and just delete it. After you have deleted this stuff, what I am going to do right now is like I'll first make a selection for all the frames. I'll make a selection for all the frames. So just make a selection for all the frames. Definitely might take some more time for selecting this all. So make a selection for this frames over here. Now so select this all. Select this all, the frames. Okay. Still we have this stuff. So press Ctrl and select all these frames first. The main idea behind this is like I'm going to make the selection and definitely I'm going to save the selection. Alright. So select this all. Same thing over here also. So go on doing this selection. Alright. Okay, so once your selection is completed, this side also is left. So it's a bit of time consuming, but that's the only way. Alright, let's undo it. Alt and subtract it. Okay. So one more thing is left over here, that's for the doors. Definitely we have assigned the texture. I think it's distorted. We'll just make it straight, not a problem. So accelerate it as move. Alright, so still it's left in the top. Okay, so once the selection is all set or done, So we have the stuff over here for selecting this. So let's name it as selection 1 and press enter. So let's come out of it. And again, if you go into the polygon and if you select this selection, you'll get this selection. So after doing this, what I am going to do here is now first let's create a texture for it. So I have a texture over here. Let's go onto the desktop and let's go into the textures folder. Let's see some textures. This is a good texture. So let's take this texture. This is also a good texture over here. So we can combine these two textures. So this is one of the texture. So this is one and this is one. Let's open these two textures over here in Photoshop. So before that, let me save this file because I've done a lot of selections over here. Alright, so now let's go into Photoshop and just unlock this layer. Let's crop this area. So how much area you require, you just take that much of the area. Go onto this texture, unlock this texture. You can add some brightness contrast and make it more lighter. A bit. Okay, so select this texture, just drag and drop on top of this, Control T, Alt and Shift, and let's resize this stuff over here. Press enter and let's give a mask over here. Let's take a brush and definitely we can use a bit of blending mode to these textures. Overlay, can reduce this. So let's go to the main adjustment, brightness contrast, and increase it a bit, reduce the brightness, click OK. I'm definitely making it a bit darker texture. So let's go into this and desktop, and let's go into the final and name it as wall 1. Wall 1. Save this. So let's go into this. So first what I'll do is I'll press Ctrl I, that's for the inverse. So after inversing this, make sure you are removing this door selection properly. From here also you're removing this door selection. I think I forgot this, so we also don't need this stuff. So let's remove all of that. Alright, so once you're done, also we have missed out this area where we are having the doors. So just, or else we will put the texture on it, not a problem afterwards, not an issue. So just remove this selection. After selection is done, let's go into material again. Go into the material. Let's take a V-Ray material, and let's give as a wall bitmap, and we have a wall 1. Just assign this texture, and let's give a UVW map. I'll just give a box on top of it. Alright, so if you want, you can just increase its height of this texture over here. So for a basic, I'll just put one just sunlight to just check it how it looks like. So let's go into V-Ray, and I have a V-Ray sun. So let's place a V-Ray sunlight over here right from the top. Yes, so we'll assign one just a basic light to check it how it looks like. So intensity multiplier, I'll reduce it to 0.5, and filter color, I'll make it as more of a yellowish, and definitely the photon emit radius, I'm going to increase it. So I'll take one more V-Ray light just for the reference. I'm just checking it how it looks like. I'll take one more light on this side over here. I'll rotate this light. I'll go into this light and I'll reduce it to 1 or 2 or 3 maximum. You can increase it afterwards. Let's change the color of the light over here. And into this options, we have double-sided invisible. So we'll just make it as double-sided. You can increase its intensity if you want. Alright. Now, so let's again go over here, select this, convert to editable poly, and let's select the polygon and faces. Oops, the faces. Okay, so Control I again for the inverse. Just subtract the doors. Just subtract the doors. We don't need the door selection. So just subtract this doors. Go into material, and we have a white material. Just assign those material on this. So just save your file. Now after this, let's go to the top view. Let's select this. I think we have created this definitely a different part. That's a good thing over here. So let's go into material, and let's again take a V-Ray material over here. Let's take a V-Ray material, go into the bitmap, and let's take a roof texture. So we have downloaded a roof texture. Let's assign this texture in the right manner. So select this and this. Let's give a UVW map. That's the right way. Perfect. So before doing this, what I can do is like I can resize this stuff. Alright, so let's convert to editable poly. Again go into this polygon, select this and this. Again go into this and say UVW map. So into this UVW map, what I am going to do is like I'm just going to rotate this stuff and I'm increasing its width for now. Not the length but the width, and rotating it and making it straight. Still you can reduce its length to adjust the right area. Perfect. Alright. So convert to editable poly. So select this again. So select this polygon and again give a UVW map and increase its length. That's it. For the same, convert to editable poly. Again select this and this and give a UVW map. So I'll increase its width. I think this will go down on this axis. Alright, so select this and again give a UVW map over here also. Alright, convert to editable poly. Now again go over here and give a UVW map, give a box and increase its height. That's it. Alright. So convert to editable poly. So you can just click it outside. So if I go into this and if I make it more lighter and if I save as it on the wall, replace it. Save as. So if I go into this and if I just change it, so first let me save this file. So if I just change it to this, so just select make the selection. So let's remove this, what the selection we have made over here, and the stuff which is there over here. Just delete all of this. So we need to make sure that we delete the right polygons, and also assign the door texture over here. So let's go into material, and we do have a door texture, and just assign this texture over here. Let's give a UVW map again. Let's give a box. Okay, convert to poly. Same thing over here. So let's go into polygons, select this, go into material, assign this texture, again give a UVW map over here, give a box, right click, convert to editable poly, save your file. So if you want to make this texture a bit light, that can be done. You can make this texture a bit lighter, not a problem. So select this now, select this, select this area for the railing, select this railings. So let's go into material, and let's take one more V-Ray material over here. Let's go into bitmap, and let's give a iron texture. So definitely we have a metal texture, so let's assign a metal texture over here. So select this, and if you want, you can just directly give a UVW map for all. So increase its height. That's it. Alright. So same thing. We are going to do this same for this also. Material, and same texture, and UVW map for this, and a box. So increase it like this, and increase its height. That's it. Alright. So just save your file, convert to poly, save your file again over here, and the same texture what we have assigned over here will be assigned. So I think this is a bit of a lighter texture. This is a perfect one. Take a video material, go over here, bitmap, and take a wall 1, assign this texture. So again go over here and take a UVW map, and alright. So first we'll just remove this realistic and make it go with more shaded stuff. So let's go into it and let's give the same texture, or you can give a bit of a lighter texture. Let's give a bit of a lighter texture on top of it. So let's go into material, bitmap, and we have a wall 2 texture for this, and give a UVW map, make it realistic again. That's it. Alright. So we'll just save this file again over here. So just save the file and press Ctrl C to set up a camera. So we'll continue the rest of the part in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching this tutorial.